Yeah, welcome back to AWS DevOps LokeshTech YouTube channel. So last class we have seen about Kubernetes packages installation. We have set it up the master node and worker nodes, and all together we have seen commands. So by using kubectl get nodes, we have seen two nodes got connected, and also everything we have set it up in the AWS virtual machine, so by using Ubuntu machine. So everything is get ready now. So let's going to now we are going to enter into the Kubernetes components and Kubernetes one by one. So what is pod and what is namespace, what is replica set, what is replication controller, and all the topics we are going to cover. So let's get into this video. So let me share my screen. Yeah, Ishant, you can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Right. All right.
Yes, sir.
So, yep. So last class we have seen entire the way how we have to install the packages for the kubectl, kubedium, and kubelet, right? So we have done proper
Yes,
setup
sir.
for the master and worker nodes, right? So let's go next topic is namespace. Okay, this is my running nodes long back 2 years back. I have made this. Anyways, that is using currently. It is
Yes, sir.
useful for me. Anyways, I'm very happy for that. Okay, so I'm going to follow the same only because I don't have much time to prepare and all. So it's taking too much time for the preparing. These are all slides, you know. So that's why I try to understand. So
Yes, sir.
this is till
Yeah,
here
sure.
for the theory purpose. I have made all these slides, but for the practical, it will be useful, I think so. So that's why. So let's get into topic for this namespace. What is a namespace? So in AWS, so I need to compare because without comparison you can't understand. So in AWS, okay,
Yes.
yeah, in AWS, so you have seen VPC. What is the purpose? Can you see this? Is it working? Why it is showing like this? So always troubles. Okay. Anyways, I'll use other. Okay. Okay. Fine. That is the difference. Okay. In AWS, you have seen VPC, correct? What happened to this?
Only dots the hitting, sir.
Yeah, only dots getting. Anyways, I'll try to use this. Okay. Hmm. In AWS, VPC we have seen, right? Same way uh,
Yes.
for virtual private control. So which means so it will be separate network, separate space. Okay. It will be isolate. Okay. With the different projects, right? The same way here
Yes.
also, the same way here also in this Kubernetes also we have a concept called namespace. Okay, this names by using, for example, you have a company, company 2, company 3, your clients maybe. Okay, for company 1 you
Yes,
are
sir.
giving a project, company 2 you are giving project, company 3 you are giving project. But for if you don't have any namespace, if you create pods, okay, if you create nodes, okay, so it will be mixed all together, right? So maybe company 1 will be in the same location, and company 2, I mean project 2 in the same location, project 3 will be in the same location, which means it will be mix up all together. You can't identify it. It is a big difficult and critical task for you later on. So that is the reason there is a concept called in Kubernetes introduced a concept called this namespace. You understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yep. Okay. So that is a concept called namespace. So here, for suppose, one second. I think how can I do? Yeah, got it. I'm doing all these things, experiments. Okay. So
Yes.
once, for example, for namespace, I told you for keeping all different projects in isolated way, we will create namespaces. Okay. So, so what if you see the abbreviation of namespace? Namespace are a way to organize clusters into virtual subclusters. Is it correct? So they can be helpful when different teams or projects are share when teams different teams or different projects share a Kubernetes cluster. Okay, any number of namespaces are supported within a cluster, each logically separated from others but with ability to communicate with each other. You understood? Maybe namespaces will be different. Okay, but they have their own, they have capability to talk each other. Okay, right? So maybe the
Yes,
number
sir.
of namespaces are supported with a cluster logically separated from the others. They are separated from the others but ability to communicate each other. Understood? This option is there whenever they want
Yes,
to
sir.
collaborate two projects. Also, for example, one project, one company is there, this is a big project. Okay, back end is separate, front end is separate, for suppose. Okay, one admin is there, for example, or super admin is there. Okay, so in this case what they want to split the project in four ways. Okay, so finally ultimately this is a one big project, right? So if they want to club all
Yes, sir.
together, so they want to communicate each other, right? In this case also it will be useful. Understood? So there are a lot of
Yes, sir.
requirements based on the project to project, it will be vary the requirements. Okay, so anyways, however, it should be support, right? That is the reason there is a feasibility. Okay, man, I don't know, this is not working today. One second. So that is the purpose of namespace. Okay, so if you create namespace, if you create a pod in one namespace, for suppose, you have a default namespace, for suppose that default namespaces you have created something. Okay, but also other namespace, you have namespace 1 and namespace 2, huh? So if you create one something in default namespace, you can't, if you are enabled with a namespace 1, for suppose you have a default, for suppose. Okay, and you have a namespace 1. Okay, for example, you have a namespace 2. Hey, why it's not working, man? Okay, uh, namespace 1 and namespace 2, for suppose if you have two, default one is there. Okay, namespace 1 is there, namespace 2 is there. So you have created one pod 1 in namespace 1, pod 2 you created one namespace 2. The default namespace is, for example, default pod dot yml. This is one pod. Okay, file name. For suppose you have logged in namespace 2, you are in this environment. Okay, you are trying to find a this default whatever you created the pods, that you are trying to find in this. No, you can't find. This is completely different virtual environment, this is different environment, and this is different environment, and this is different environment, right? So whatever the pods you created, whatever the pods or nodes you created in this default, so that will be in this environment. If you create something in namespace 1, that will be in different. You can create like that number of namespaces. Okay, you understood?
Yes, sir.
Like that, right? Hey, what is going on, right? That's it. Yeah, fine. Next. So why already explained everything. So, but again, in definition, technically we see. So there are many use cases for Kubernetes using namespace. Okay. So what is the purpose of it? We'll see. Okay. Allowing the Kubernetes namespace, allowing teams or projects to exist their own virtual cluster without fear of impacting each other. Understood? Can I explain? This is, for example, if you have a two projects, okay, without any fear and without any doubts, you can able to work clearly because you can create your own space within that in that environment only. You can create the pods like that. Enhancing role-based access control (RABC) RBAC. We'll see later. So long after completion everything. Lastly, we'll see this by limiting users and process to certain namespaces. Okay, rollback access control is for the restricting some kind of policies, restricting authentications, restricting features. Understood? That is the purpose. And enabling for, at that time in role based, if you introduced role based time, if you have a separate environment at that time also we can use namespaces. Enabling diving of cluster resources between multiple teams and users via resource codes. You understood this? Multiple teams. Providing an easy method of separating development, testing and deployment of containerized applications, enabling the entire life cycle to take place on the cluster. Okay, for testing environment, deployment environment, okay, and development environment. You can use, for example, namespace one, dev namespace, okay, and testing namespace, okay, and production namespace. For suppose you can keep like this also, okay, according to your requirement. So when you use multiple Kubernetes namespaces, isolation, okay, to large or growing teams, you can use namespaces to isolate their projects and microservices from each other. Microservices, there are a lot of applications will be there, okay, which means in different applications will for a purpose different to keep different applications, okay, without any relation. So if you want to keep like this, so it is called as microservices. Will maintain separate applications, separate services separately. Okay, so permissions, okay, namespaces enable to use Kubernetes RABC. I already explained this. Okay, resources control, performance. Okay, so these are all by using the namespaces we'll get this kind of benefits, right? Next, so how can we pods communicate across the Kubernetes namespace? Okay, so Kubernetes DNS service directly connect to directly can easily locate any service by its name by using the expanded from DNS addressing. Okay, so simply adding a namespace name to the service can provide access to the service in any namespace in our cluster. Or example, across access the payrolls. No need all these things. Okay. So to create namespace, how to create the namespace? By using this command kubectl create namespace name whatever you want, your wish. Okay. So shall we try this namespace? How to create that?
Yes, sir.
So this is I think my um, master. I think so. Kubectl. One second. Maybe I have launched long back ago. No connection. I think so. Re-establishing connection. Okay. kubectl get to nodes. This is a command only, right? So I have connected with this is my control plane, right? And this is my node.
Yes, sir.
So I could able to see the node in the sense this is master. Okay. For example, the same I will apply here also. Let's see. kubectl get to nodes. You can't get. You understood? So which means this is master.
Yes, sir.
So it does not have that much capability. All right. Because this node has joined to master, but master not joined with this, right? So it has entire access, right? Right, master, right? All right. So now we'll create namespace. What is the command? kubectl create namespace. kubectl create namespace. Okay. uh, before this I would like to show you total namespaces. Okay. So if you want to see the namespaces, okay, to check the labels, not this. So using I want to see the namespace. How many namespaces are there? Okay. kubectl ctl get to name space. See this? See, these are all four are
Yes.
default. See, these four are default. Okay. So this is default one. Cube node cube node release. These are all default namespaces which has given by master. Okay. So we have seen this, right? So whatever I create now, that should be included with this. Okay. So let me try to create namespace kubectl kubectl create namespace kubectl namespace. And what is the namespace one? What is the namespace name? Any your wish. Hmm? Namespace name would be, I'll give my name, namespace one. Okay. I'll give like this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is this? The namespace location s1 invalid. Why? Lowercase. Okay. Label must consist of lowercase alpha numeric characters. Okay. It is not taking this. Give me 1 second. You understood? You understood? What is the difference? What?
Yes, sir.
So I could not able to use special characters.
Underscore is not valid, I think so.
Yes.
Only hyphen.
Yes. So then now I'll check. I'll create other namespace also with your name, right? So location is done. Yes. Namespace. Yes hyphen namespace one. Two. I'll give two. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Created. What is the command? kubectl get
kubectl get namespaces.
name spaces. Okay. See this? So while you are creating the namespace, you should give only namespace name. not yes. Don't use plural. So, but if you want to check the namespaces, you can use namespaces. Okay.
Yes.
Yes
Yes, sir.
namespace I have given. I have created Lokesh namespace 1, yes namespace 2. So we have two namespaces,
Yes, sir.
means two different environments. Okay. So I can use any one. All right. So here I can say using some namespace. Already I have created one thing, but where we have to mention in the sense, we have to mention in the pod itself. Okay. So let me try to use this. See, this is namespace environment, not pod. Sometimes I'm also talking about. Okay. Anyways, what is the name for this? VA namespace one. Already by using imperative method we have created. This is declarative method by using YML, ML. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me try with this also. VA um, Lokesh hyphen namespace 3 for suppose I'll give like this name any names, but we have three namespaces, right? That's why 1 2 3 I'm going to give.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to
Yeah, yeah.
paste here, insert. I'm going to paste here. Okay. Yeah, paste. Right. What we have given here, this I have to remove. Right.
Yes, sir.
Once again, got struck. Okay. Now I'll again paste lines in buffer. See some. Okay. Now it's working. Okay. Fine. So let me try to copy again. Yeah. This one. Till here. Till here. Okay. Cop.
Yes, sir.
Some struck. Okay. Paste here. So kind means in pod while we are creating pod in declarative method. So in the space in the place of kind we have given pod. Okay. So API version 1 we have given metadata. What is metadata? Metadata we are giving whatever we are doing. For example, if you are giving something especially we are mentioning the data related. So namespace we are talking about the namespace now. That's the reason metadata related data of the data. So namespace 1 given and labels. What is a label? Namespace 1 we have given. So let it be. I'll keep the same, or else if you want I will change the name. So name Lokesh, I'll give Lokesh hyphen namespace 4. Can I keep like this? Okay. And here
Yes, sir.
label Lokesh hyphen label 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 namespace 4. I'll give like this. Okay. So let me save this. Not sure indentation. Let me try this and check.
Sir, third one, no, sir.
Which one?
We are creating three, no, sir. Namespace three.
Okay, okay, okay. So then I'll keep 3 then. Okay, 3. Right. So that's fine. Kind API met. Bah, why double double? Why is so much struck? no lines in buffer. Okay. Okay, so let me open again this. Yeah, 3. Here also I'll use 3, right? So kind API version metadata. These three, whatever these three are there, so these three are in same level. These are all same. Okay, and this name labels are in same level, different level. Okay, metadata, child, name. Okay, so labels, what label it is giving? Something, this name. Okay, let me try to say and save this. What is the namespace name? So I need to use namespace lokesh hyphen namespace 3. See this created, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me use this command kubectl get name spaces. Okay, see this, what is this? Lokesh ns3. We got this, right? Imperative method and declarative method, two methods we have seen. Now how to create namespaces, that's it, right? So yeah, we
Yes,
have
sir.
seen all these things. Okay, so in namespace one namespace with the available namespaces, we'll try to create a pod. Okay, right? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, so then so what is this command? Let me try to use this command labels. Copy, paste. See this, including labels. What label I have given? Yes, Lokesh, and this clearly I have mentioned, right? Lokesh namespace 3. But Yesh, I did
Yes,
not
sir.
give any label, but it has taken default. Okay, for these are all default related. Did I mention ns2? Only in the name only I
No, sir.
have mentioned, right?
Name is only reflecting, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, name only reflecting here. Correct. But it is taking it as a label, right? But in the declarative method, I have mentioned this. That is different. What I have mentioned, that is different. I think so. Maybe. So name taking it as a label. That's fine. Okay. Anyways,
Yes.
so API version 1 kind namespace name dev. Okay, and next, so we have created all these things. That's fine. Namespace also we have created. So we can use by using in while creating the namespace. So how we have to mention the namespace while creating the pod? See this API version. Okay, API version v1. Okay, and kind, what is kind? Kind, in kind you mentioned pod means you are creating a pod. Metadata, what you are mentioning in metadata? Metadata namespace name qa. Okay, name, what is the name? Web app 2 something. Labels web app 2. Okay, in specifications, what you have mentioned? Containers and name and web app and image. Okay, let's try with this. Okay, so then go one by one. I'll create example namespace 1. This is not, I don't want this, already done this namespace. So this is creating for pod creation. Okay, I'll try to copy this,
Yes, sir.
or else I'll keep like this. Okay, okay, that's fine. Now what I will do is, So better try to habituate yourself, don't copy. Okay, so vi pod, what I can say, pod 1. Okay, else web app hyphen pod 1. Okay, dot yml, enter. So you need to write here. Okay, ml api shift v capital. Okay, api, in api version a should be small and version in version v should be capital. Okay, version v1, right, right, enter. Okay, so next kind in kind, what I'm trying to create, pod, p should be capital. Okay, so metadata, what is development environment. Okay, development environment. Okay, next inside the metadata. Okay, sorry, I should give names. In the name itself I have to mention. See this automated taking, it is a child. So namespace, what is the namespace, dev. 1 minute, do we have any existed namespaces? That namespace we have to mention. Understood? So
Yes,
can you
sir.
please let me know any namespace if you remember? Lokesh, right? Lokesh
Lokesh NS1.
hyphen, hyphen is there, huh? Or
NS1.
hyphen is there or
No,
not?
sir. First one there is no hyphen. For first one there is no hyphen, sir. NS1.
ns1, yeah, fine, this I'll use. And I'll keep namespace metadata namespace name. I'll use tab, yeah. Okay, this is the name. And next name for the application, what is this name, web app 1. Okay, I'm going to give this. Next label, what is the label, labels, I'm giving labels label, labels. Okay, app, what is the app name, web app 1. Okay, next specifications. In the specifications it is very important. So um, so I will tell you here one by one, I will explain. Okay, just give me, just let me write this. After that I'll explain clearly why spec, why metadata, why kind, why api version and all. Okay, let me try to here under specifications, what we are mentioning is most important. Container, right, we have to create the containers, right, containers. Okay, in container name, container name, what container name I will give, web app 1 underscore container. I'll keep like this. Okay, then you have to mention space, otherwise it won't take like this. You see this, can you observe this here, change color change.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is correct
Yes, sir.
technique, this is correct method. And name image, so we have to use image, right? Indentation is very strict in ml. If you do mistake, definitely it won't create. Image, we have to take one image. I'll try to open my account. Mm, 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 mm. One second. There is authentication again. I have to go back. 1 second. Maybe if it is. I got it. So 176,481, right? 176,481. Mm, I'll just keep it open and make it ready. Okay. So I'll take any one image. Okay. So what image I'll take? So MongoDB image is not saved here. Okay. Anyways, I'll take one image. Born to test. I'll take this image. Okay. Okay. Let me take this, and I'm just trying to keep it. Okay. So here, this is the image name. You understood? And
Yes, sir.
yeah, I'm image I have taken from where? GitHub. Okay. That should be
Docker.
original image. Okay. Next, GitHub. 1 second. This indentation is very most important. Yeah. So next to ports, PORTS, ports. Okay. For this container port, I have to mention hyphen container port 8080. I'll keep, and also we need to enable this. Okay. Next, what is the protocol? TCP. I'll give this. Okay. We have to enable this. No problem. Okay. Right. So let me explain which one
Yes,
by
sir.
one
Yes, sir.
individually. Yeah. So here Kubernetes use, see, one by one I'll explain. Kubernetes use YAML file as a input for the creation of objects such as pods, replicas, namespace, deployment, service, etc, etc. Okay. So Kubernetes definition file contains all top level fields called API version, kind, this one. Okay. Here, API version, kind, and metadata. Okay. And spec. These four are very important top level fields. This is called top level fields or factors. Your wish, anything you can call. Okay. These top level fields are very important. Okay. So first, if I can go with first one, if I can go with this. um, okay. So first, what is API version? I'm going very slow, H1, to understand. Okay. What is API version? API, this is the version for Kubernetes API we are using to create the object. Okay. We must use right API version. To create the object, we must use proper and write version. Okay, for example, app v1, this is for replica controls. Okay, there are things. Okay, I'll show later. So example, if we will set API version v1, okay, something like this here. Okay, or apps v1 beta. Okay, or pod hyphen v1 service v1 replica set to apps v1. Okay, deployment to apps v1. So there are a lot of versions are there based on their requirement. For example, replica set, we have to use this. Deployment purpose, you have to use API version. For pod, we have used p1. Okay, sorry, v1. Okay, for pod, what we have mentioned, v1, right? So like this, for different use case, we'll use API versions. Understood? That's about API version. Kind. Here we will mention pods. Here we will mention pod, namespace, areas, environments. Okay. This kind here we are mentioning pods. This kind of reference, the type of object trying to create. What type of object you are creating, which will show. Understood? If you mention here object type, it will create that kind of object only. And metadata, this one. What is metadata? This is a data, okay, above whatever the object, like name, okay, whatever the object we are going to create, that related to data we are mentioning here. Okay, namespace, something namespace mentioned, app we are going to mention here, all the details we have to mention. Okay, like names, labels, apps. So this is
Yes.
kind of children of metadata. This is metadata, this is a parent, and these are all children's.
Yes.
Okay, so subparts, right, like that. Okay, and labels, it is a dictionary. Okay, it's a kind of dictionary. Labels, it's a kind of dictionary, so to identify the objects. For example, so you have a hundreds of pods. By using these labels, you can identify your pods. Understood? That is a purpose only. Okay, if there are 100 pods running, back end or front end application, and tens and hundreds of, maybe it will be their database will be there. Okay, there are a lot of pods will be there. It depends upon their requirement. They might have hundreds and thousands of pods. Out of which, if you want to identify your pod required pod, so you'll use labels. For that purpose, we'll use labels. That is the reason, before creating a pod, you have to mention label for identification later. Otherwise, you'll confuse. Spec. Spec means specification. Specifications. While you are creating while you are buying laptop, so you'll see all the specifications,
Yes,
right?
sir.
What is core, RAM, CPU, all those. So like that. So this is the specifications of pod. Okay, what kind of pod, inside what, this is a pod. What is the pod name? Something, what is the name, that pod 1, for suppose, .yml, this is pod
Pardon.
name. Okay, so namespace, something namespace which we are using, that is called lokesh ns1. So in this namespace we are creating one pod. This is a pod, I mean, sorry, container. This is a container. This container name is web app 1 underscore container 1. This is container 1. Okay, so in this one image will be there. That image name we'll pull it from how you docker hub. So these kind of specifications, for understanding what we are creating, everything we have to mention the specifications in this spec. Okay, so next, container port, we have to give the port 8080. Okay, what type of port, protocol, type of port, transfer control protocol, TCP. So that we will mention type. You understood? That's it. That's about
Yes, sir.
these are all. So I'm not sure whether it is run or not. Let me try to create. So if it not works, we'll take help from ChatGPT. Okay, again it's struck again.
Yes.
Hmm. I need to copy this again. So it wasted. Sudo hyphen va. What is the pod name I have given? Web app
Pod one.
hyphen
Web app. This is
pod one. Something I have given, I think so. YML. Okay, it is saved in catchy. That's fine. Swap means catchy, kind of catchy. Okay. So now let's create
yeah. Yes, sir.
kubectl. Create or apply. You can use any name. Okay. Create or apply.
Yes, sir.
Hyphen F. What is the name? Web app so and so. Enter. So it's not got created because there is some error. Okay. In the indentation. YAML find indentation. There is an issue with it. That's why it's not allowed to create the pod. So let me open this. So there is a issue, so that's why. So what I'm like to do is I'll exit. Okay, I will try to use other name, maybe pod 2. Okay, enter. So let me try to use here and save here. Okay, so then I'll try to create a pod 2 something. So again, issue is there because there is an issue with indentations. That's why I'll take help from ChatGPT. Okay, so I'll try to take a help from ChatGPT. You can use this ChatGPT because it's very fast. It will save our time. It's not a problem at all. Here is corrected YAML code with proper indentation and spacing. Added space. Yeah, there is some small changes. You see this? I have actually while I'm creating the container, which I'm mentioning the container name there, I did not mention the space. Okay, between space
Yes,
needed
sir.
and adjusted indentation for the container port. This is also not a big deal. That's not a big error. Okay, let me try to create because I need to save my time. That's the reason I'm using ChatGPT. All right,
Yes, sir.
because your video length goes too much long. That's why. All right, so let me try to open this again. I'll try to open this. Yes, insert. Okay, see this? Now it is fine. Okay, try to save this. Let me try to use the same again. What is the issue? The pod web app 1 is invalid. Value web app 1 container 1
Sir,
lowercase.
underscore is not
It's not taking, right? Again issue. So web app
in the name underscore we have given, sir.
correct. So let me open this first. Yeah. So in Linux, actually, I completely habituated with the Linux. That's why I always that's fine, right? So
Yes, sir.
yeah. Now again, I'll try to create. Yeah, I created, right? Kubectl
Yes, sir.
ctl get pods. See this pod one. But where is my pod? Where is my pod? Tell me.
It's not there, sir.
Why? 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 My pod is in,
Location, it's a namespace,
correct.
different
So
namespace.
now where I am, currently I am in default namespace. You understood?
Yes, sir.
That's why it is not showing, because completely it is isolated, right?
Yes, sir.
It is completely isolated. Let me check where exactly I am. kubectl get namespaces. Okay. So default namespace. Currently I am in default. Okay. So let's I'll take a help from ChatGPT. How to switch namespace. How to switch namespace. See this?
Yes, sir.
This is edit, change default namespace, use current. Okay, you have to use this. Okay, so paste here. kubectl config current namespace. What is your namespace name? Tell me please. What I mentioned?
Location NS1, sir.
Lokesh ns1.
NS1.
See this context modified. Okay, can I kubectl get pods? What is the pod name?
Web app 1. Yes, sir.
So we are in currently other namespace. Earlier we were in default namespace. Understood? That is the reason you have seen only the pod which I have
Pod 1.
seen,
Yes, sir.
pod 1. This is in default namespace. But whatever we have created 2 minutes back, that is in Lokesh namespace 1. You understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So this is all about namespaces. So we can create the pods in separated, isolated environment. That is the purpose of namespace and pod also. It covered namespace as well as pod. Pod fields also I
Yes, sir.
explained in this video, right? All right. Let's connect next time. Next class, we'll see more about the replication and replication sets all. Okay. Until then, take care. Bye bye. So any doubts, Ishwant, you please ask me doubts. Any doubt if you have. So that will definitely, sometimes I may not know. So I will also research my set. So that will useful for me too. So you can ask me doubt,
Yeah,
any doubt. Okay.
and up to now there is no doubt, sir. And the commands are understood completely.
Okay, then
And the
sounds good.
architecture is also clear, sir. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Sounds good, sounds good. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. And
Yes, sir.
so
Thank you.
kindly do more practice. Okay, don't waste
Yeah,
your
yeah,
time.
sure, sir.
So if you do
Yes.
practice, then you will be more strong. Okay. All
Yes,
right.
sir, sure.
So thank you
Yes, sir.
so much. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next class. I will update you in the
Yes,
group.
sir. Thank you.
Okay. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Bye bye.
Yes, sir.